Hello Level 30 gamers, Tom here, and today I'll be taking a look at Crash Team Racing. Let's get into it. As far as I'm concerned, there has always been one kart racer in town, and with arguably one of the best iterations on Switch in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, I was intrigued by the prospect of more recent entries in the competitive scene. Growing up Nintendo meant I played very little Sonic or Crash Bandicoot, save for a few minutes at a Toys R Us kiosk or a friend's house, and I'll spare you my feelings on those games here, but the racing genre felt like an opportunity to take some cool characters and put them in a friendly racer. While Nitro-Refueled is friendly at times, it's also kind of frustrating. Nitro-Refueled is both a remake of Crash Team Racing and Crash Nitro Kart, giving you 31 tracks, 26 characters, and a ton of customizable karts. In fact, the customizable stuff is kind of cool, allowing you to change up your racer with different skins, your kart to different types and different colors, with different wheels and different decals. It's all done through a pretty slick and quick interface, and since it's all cosmetic, a completely optional distraction. There are a ton of game modes too, including a thinly veiled story mode where you race to save the world from becoming a giant parking lot, which, okay, it's nonsense, but at least when making a story up in a kart racer, they played up the nonsense pretty well. The characters and tracks are pretty varied with a ton of personality to match. Even during the intro video, I felt remorse for sticking with Crash as a character after seeing small snippets of the others. I knew I should have gone with the cute tiger, but I caved to some imaginary peer pressure. As for the gameplay, it's fast and frantic and makes Mario Kart feel slow in comparison. The controls don't feel too loose or slippery, but if you're used to playing Mario Kart, drifting will give you some difficulty early on until you get the hang of it, especially since there is no instruction on how to do it. The game doles out tips after you complete the first few races, but some things I had to learn for myself. For example, if you jump off a ramp and use a well-timed button press before you hit the ground, you will get a small bruise. However, the game never tells you this early on, where it's actually useful to help win. I only noticed after losing the same race over and over, which is where the frustration set in. The story mode opens up with 2 races, and you need to come in first in both to unlock another 2. Then there is a boss race, which will open up even more. But damn, this game is punishing. It's sometimes luck, sometimes skill, but I played 2 of the first 3 tracks 9 to 10 times each, sometimes losing by 1/10 of a second and sometimes coming in dead last. The times it didn't feel cheap, I felt like I was legitimately making progress and getting better, but the times where it was out of luck was aggravating. Getting hit by a projectile on the home stretch of a final lap isn't out of the ordinary in a kart racer, but being inexplicably passed on a straightaway was just infuriating. The close finishes meant playing the same tracks over and over, which was kind of a turnoff. I'd strongly suggest that unless you played the originals and got good at them, stick to easy difficulty the first time through. Medium is kicking my butt, and I don't even want to imagine what hard looks like. Arcade modes, which include battle options like capture the flag and such, were fine and a nice addition, but only as a means to play something a little different. Split-screen multiplayer is always welcome and thankfully has all the tracks unlocked from the get-go. The game itself is pretty, very pretty actually, and runs smoothly. Even the music gets honorable mention too, as its frenetic cartoon styling fits the world really well, and sound effects sound downright aggressive in the best possible way. Hitting an opponent with a rocket sounds and looks great, and is a nice change of pace from red shells. Outside of the punishing difficulty, load screens are a hassle too, and it should be stressed that the Switch version suffers the worst, with time before racing lasting anywhere from 20 to 50 seconds. Seriously. During one loading screen, I had time to both look up how to power slide for the game and watch a video on it. At least when you restart a race, it's super quick, and thank God, because you'll restart a lot. That plays into the level 30 recommendations a lot too, since pick up and play is certainly possible, but you'll be waiting a bit between races. Outside of that, a casual audience might be turned off by the difficulty curve, especially if your goal is to make progress. If you're more of a casual player, bump down to easy and enjoy the ride. Medium and up, you need to really get into the finer touches of the game. Now for me personally, as a 34-year-old gamer, recommending easy difficulty is something I didn't think I'd have to do, but I'm here to say I'm not ashamed to start there. Games are about enjoyment, and losing races and playing tracks repeatedly to get first, to move on, is more frustrating than it's worth, mainly because level 30 gamers have so little time to play as is. That being said, if you're feeling like Mario Kart 8 is a little too familiar at this point and want to try something new, this is a good alternative. Well, that'll do it for this review of Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled, but let me know what you think of the game, the review, and life in general in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next level.